I would like to give a special nail art shout out to Queen Miss Chris 7, Strawberry Shortcake, Tips by Jen, and Sammy the Goat for being the first four to comment on my last video. Welcome back, my beauties, and welcome if you're new. My name is Sheena, and if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into today's set. So for today's set, I'm using these Macard Stiletto half cover tips, and I really like these. They're pretty okay. The only thing is that they don't come as like a full stiletto, as you can see. So what I want to start by doing, because I do want them to actually be a little pointier, is I'm going to take my 8080 grit pen hand file, and I'm going to shape these tips into stilettos. Now you can do this also on your hand as well, but being that I'm going to just pop them off, I didn't want them to come off while I'm filing and they're on my hand with the the peel off method. So I went ahead and just made sure to shape the tips exactly how I wanted to before going in with any type of an application. And I do want to start my video off today by saying thank you so much for joining the video today, and I hope that you stay throughout the video. Today's a special one. I am dabbling back into acrylic. So it's been quite a while since I've done acrylic nails, but I definitely, it's on my mind all the time. I feel like since I tried it a few times, or more than like a handful of times, I really love the application of acrylic. So I definitely want to make this one of my main applications. So I wanted to try it again. But thank you for joining me today on the video. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Nail Addict family, and I thank you so much for being here today. And if you've been subscribed, I love you guys so much, and get ready for a absolutely great set. So once I got those all set, I'm going in with my Nail Reserve peel off that I use. So I really like this one a lot. It works very well, and I can apply it two ways. So I can just put it on plain on the nail like I'm doing now, cure that for 30 seconds, and then go in, and they will last a little bit. Like I can at least wear them throughout the day before they just pop off. A lot of times I like to put a layer of top coat over it too to make it even easier to come off. Like if I know I really don't want to wear them. So I'm going in now just with a thin layer over all of my nails, and I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. Today I also have a new product to review from Rosalind. It's an acrylic powder, and I never even knew they sold acrylic powder. So when they offered me this product, I definitely wanted to get it, try it out, use it, and that's what made me decide I do want to try to figure out a way to get into acrylic a lot more, because I actually really love just the simplicity and the application of acrylic. I feel like it's the least bit of application, no lamps. I mean, I don't mind going in and out the lamps with polygel, but acrylic is very nice. So it's like a light pink shade. It did come with like a seal that I ripped off before the video, but it's a really nice size jar, this one here. And then of course it comes with your instruction pamphlet, which kind of just gives the basics on the acrylic. It gives some application tips, and they have pictures, which is always a plus. We love pictures. And then like some tips and tricks, and then like frequently asked questions, and then they answer them, obviously. But yeah, just a really nice insert for someone that's beginning and kind of needs a step-by-step on what to actually do with the acrylic. It didn't come with their monomer because I don't know if they have any, but I'm going to start in now with this base coat, and I'm going to apply the tips with base coat. So for me, when I do a peel off, I feel like using base coat it's a little bit more efficient. The nails definitely stay on and I don't have to worry about them popping off. I found that a lot of times when I try to use glue, because of that shiny layer, even if I wipe it or whatever, they sometimes fall off. So I mostly do this when I'm doing like a peel off. So I put a little in the nail oil as you see here, and then I'm just gonna place that and line it up with my natural nail at the tip and use my flashy light to like flash cure it in place for about 10 seconds. And I will do that for each finger. And then once they're all applied, I go in and give it a full 30-second cure. So today I'm using my Cooper odorless monomer, and I wanted to give this a try again. I know that I was like kind of against it, but I figured out a better way of doing the monomer with the acetone to make it nice and even. And this monomer this time worked just like a regular monomer, went on just nice, and it actually dried very quickly, because that was my issue with the odorless, is that how it dried. But I'm going in now, and I started closer to the free edge, just trying to get my own knack with acrylic really. So I started by the free edge and I applied that first bead and kind of brushed it down. Like, you don't want to brush it too much, you kind of want to pat it down so that you do still have the acrylic fully on the nail. You don't want to apply too much pressure, because you'll just end up taking the acrylic off the nail. So that's what I'm doing here, picking up the beads, letting them polymerize. So in my next video, hopefully I show like what I mean by polymerizing it, because of course it's a powder, but when you put it on the brush with the monomer soaks in and kind of wets it to make it like a wetter bead to be applied to the nail. So I kind of waited for it to set up a bit, and then I placed it on my nail, and just like I said, kind of patted it. So I'm like brushing really lightly when I am brushing it down. Um, and also keeping in mind when I get more closer to the cuticle about the apex. So I left like a little hump there just to kind of guide and help me with that part of the application, because the cuticle is another one of the areas that's pretty difficult for me with acrylics. But I must say that this set to me came out so perfect. It was very nice. This acrylic was super easy to work with. I had no problems whatsoever. As you can see, it's just laying down actually very well. You also want to make sure you're keeping in your sides when you're doing the acrylic application to keep it to the shape that the nail tip is, so you don't have much filing to do when you go back in to file shape and buff everything. But I think this first one came out pretty okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and be applying these beads, and I'm using like smaller beads. I'm not trying to like get too big of a bead, because again, I'm trying to get a knack and a groove with acrylic so that we can see a lot more of these sets on my channel, because I love acrylic. I just had a problem with monomer. So now that I've figured out the ratio, everything works great. And guys, I have like 3 or 4 more videos right after this one with acrylic only, and I'm so excited. I'm just getting better and better, and it's gonna become my new love, I see, because I absolutely love it. Like, polygel will always have my heart. I will definitely still do polygel on my channel, but it's nice to incorporate acrylic because I absolutely love it. And when I did used to get my nails done, obviously I got acrylic. I knew nothing about polygel until I started doing nails, so it's just nice and refreshing to be able to use a product that I actually know, and it just worked out so well, y'all. So I must say the consistency of this acrylic was also really nice as well. It was very beginner friendly, very easy to use. So I do recommend this Rosalind acrylic, and also the color is really pretty as well. I love this pink sheer look to it, really nice. And I feel like it can fit any skin tone, a very nice neutral shade. And again, for someone like me who hasn't done acrylic in like a month or two, it was just really easy to work with. The beads were nice to maneuver, everything was nice and smooth. So yeah, if you haven't tried their acrylics, I will have it linked down below for you to go ahead and give it a try. I promise you won't be disappointed. I was so pleased with it. I do plan on trying to go in and do like more expensive brands just to see the difference, because I hear there's a difference with every acrylic. But now back into the set on my index. Well, every finger, I went back in and added one more bead up by the apex area just to kind of build that out a bit. And again, it went really well. I just have to get a technique with my cuticle area. I really get very uncomfortable with the cuticle area because I don't want that acrylic hardening to my skin. But I'll get there. I'm already pretty much there. It just takes a lot of practice and consistency, and y'all are definitely going to see that going forward. And this is how the nails look after just the application. And I feel like they look really nice with just application before I did any filing, shaping, or buffing. And then this is what they, well, sorry. Then I went in, I let them air dry for about 2 to 3 minutes outside. It was really cool that day, so they dried very well. And I'm just going in with a lint-free wipe and wiping off the tacky layer so that I'm able to go in and file. So with odorless monomer, that's one other thing, is it does leave a tacky layer once it's applied. So you want to make sure you're wiping that off before going in and filing so that you don't clog up your hand file or your e-file, either or you prefer to use. Just wipe that off. And I haven't mentioned yet exactly what the combination is I used. So, you know those little medicine cups? Hold on real quick. So this is what the nails look like after being file shaped and buffed. And y'all, they are so cute. Like I could have just top coated those and been good to go. But of course, we're going to add more. So I'm going in now with Makartt's nail foil glue, and I'm going to be placing that over my thumb, index, and pinky. Just a really simple design I wanted to do today, but I again wanted to just really basically try the acrylic. So I just came up with something really, really quick. Once I get the nail foil glue set, I'm going to cure in my lamp for 30 seconds. So the combination I used with the monomer and the acetone, I use like a little medicine cup because I have so many of them around my house. And I use 10 milliliters of the monomer and 10 milliliters of the acetone. So 50-50 is a perfect consistency. So I feel like if you want to try odorless monomer, as long as you have something to measure out the monomer and acetone 50-50, you in there, girl. It works as a normal monomer besides the inhibition layer that it has, but hey, that goes away and you get nice acrylic nails at home. So as always with my nail foil glue, I cure it for 60 seconds in my lamp, and then I wait an additional 30 seconds, and then I lay down my foil. The foil I'm using today came from a Makartt kit I got like 2 years ago, but I've used this on my channel before. It's just been a while, so I decided to incorporate it in today's set because I do love the lace looks. They are very nice. And yeah, I thought this one came out really cute. So I basically just lay it down on my nail. Then I use my silicone tool and just like make sure that the foil is like smooth over the entire nail. And now I'm going in with my fingers and I'm going to go ahead and just like further rub that into the nail until I feel like I'm ready to lift it. And I got 3 great transfers off of this foil. So now I'm going in with this black gel polish from Rosalind's sister company, NailHoliday, to create my design. But first I'm going to go in with some matte top coat over my middle and my pinky and cure that in my lamp for 60 seconds. After that, I'm going to come out and create some V-tip fringes. So they came out okay, but don't really do V-tip Frenches. So of course they could have used just a tad bit of work. But I'm going in with my liner brush from Couture and just making a V shape basically on the nail. And then of course I'll use the actual brush from the gel polish to paint in what's left, to fill in on both my middle and my pinky. With the each nail though, I did the V-tip French and I left it wet, and I used some black glitters that I got off Amazon and I sugared them over the nail with the wet gel polish. Once I got the glitters on, I did go ahead and cure that for 60 seconds. Also, just, if you want to sugar, that's the way of doing it actually. Is just making sure you leave in whatever you want wet, obviously, and then pouring over your glitter. And for your background, you always want to top coat it with what you want it to be so that you don't have to go back in and top coat, and the glitter only sticks to what you want it to stick to as well. But I feel like these came out pretty okay for me doing a V-tip French. It's been a while. I can't even remember the last time I did a V-tip French, but I do really like them, and especially on stiletto nails. So now I'm using my Squeeze It Gummy Jelly from Couture. It's a rhinestone glue. And I'm just making a random rhinestone placement on my middle and pinky, underneath the V-tip French. And so I just make that line, and I'm using these black and gunmetal rhinestones that I got from a McCart Your Nail Lab in a box, and just doing a very simple rhinestone placement. But I do feel like it gave the nails a bit of an extra touch that I feel like it needed. It came out really super cute, and I love those gunmetal rhinestones. I think they're so different, so nice. I've been trying to think of something I can do with just the gunmetal, because like that's something that you don't see often is gunmetal rhinestones, and I absolutely love these. So now I'm just going in and top coating over my index and my pinky. I did start to leave out my thumb because I normally like to save that for like reels and TikToks and things like that. I am trying to grow myself on TikTok. Some of my videos do well and then some don't. So I don't know like what it is or like what to do to actually get myself there. I did show my thumb. So yeah, the index, the pinky, and the thumb. Once I top coated, I did apply some cuticle oil off camera, and I'll be back in just a moment with the final look. And here's the finished set. Y'all, I love them, and the fact that they're acrylic was the icing on the cake for me. I've been wanting to just really grow with acrylic, so I'm so happy that I have figured out how to actually do this. It's amazing. Um, I love the lace look on it. I love the matte look to it. Of course, the sugared is my favorite. That rhinestone placement is pretty simple but very cute as well. Comment down below and let me know what you think of this nail set. And also let me know what you think of my acrylic application, especially if you've been here with me. Let me know what you think of your girl's acrylic application. And if you've made it this far, you may as well go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit your post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future sets. And much love to you all.